here after the Browns 17-14 victory over the Denver Broncos on Thursday night. What did we learn from that game? Dan, Labbe, what you got?
I think what we learned from this game is a little bit of who the Browns sort of want to be. Not that it was a perfect game, not that it was like ideal and everything went right, but you heard Kevin Stefanski talk about guys fighting to get to this game. They kind of knew this was going to be an ugly football game, and they just sort of figured out a way to win this. And they displayed some toughness, some grit, kind of all those kind of football guy terms, right? And I feel like that's something that Kevin Stefanski has really kind of wanted to see from this football team. And I think this was, even though, the Broncos aren't world beaters, they aren't that great of a team, the Browns came out and won a game with a bunch of adversity. They needed to be tough. They needed to grind. And I think it showed something about who this team is.
Scott Patsko, how about you?
I learned that Kevin Stefanski is perhaps a better game planner than I am on a short week when he's not sure who he's going to have, because I spent last week thinking he should go heavy on tight ends and really use that to his advantage. He came out in 11 personnel and just really kind of kept the Broncos in defensive looks that he wanted to see, and it just created running room. And it wasn't the perfect game, and Dan's right, it wasn't necessarily pretty, but it was well thought out, and I think they had a great plan coming in. The scheme and just the game plan overall just created what we saw tonight. And yeah, Kevin Stefanski is better at that than me.
I'm not sure we needed this game to realize that, Scott Patsko, that Kevin Stefanski calls a better game than you would. Mary Kay, how about you?
I think my biggest takeaway from this game is the fact that in the event that the Browns need Case Keenum to come in and win some games for them, again, it might not always be beautiful, but I think he can get the job done. And now that we know a little bit more about Baker Mayfield's shoulder injury, and I actually wrote a column about, some other things and how, what this might entail. But now that we know that, he might have to miss, some other games this season, I think they know they can count on Case Keenum to come in and do some really, really good things. That fourth down was really cool. I mean, he got rid of the ball quickly. He did what he had to do. He helped manage the game. And in the event they need to rely on him more, I think they're in pretty good hands that way.
So a week ago, everybody was freaking out about the defense, and the defense held Denver to 14 points tonight. And I thought it was a do your job night from the defense. We were not talking about blown coverages. I thought the John Johnson III pick was exactly the kind of thing that he talked about this week. When you're a safety, you have to do your assignment. You can't get sucked up on stuff. Even when Denver marched at the end, they made a march like all the way down the field. They didn't give up big stuff. I thought the coverage was pretty good. And I thought that was a big step forward. You needed this defense with this wounded offense to try to come out and win a game tonight. And when you hold your opponent to 14, I think that's doing that. So I thought this was a big deal for the Browns to just be solid defensively after blowing some stuff last week. And they showed that in this win. You guys can find more from our post-game analysis from this game on the Orange and Brown Talk podcast, and make sure you are reading cleveland.com/Browns. For now, for Mary Kay, Scott, and Dan, I'm Doug. Thanks for watching.